This is how I changed my life from messy and overwhelmed to focused, calm, and quietly powerful. And no, I didn't move to a new country, I didn't take a break from social media, and I didn't wake up one day and suddenly find myself transformed. All I did was start a tiny habit. Every morning right after I woke up, and every night before I closed my eyes, I wrote down 3 things I was grateful for. Just 3, no fluff, no Instagrammable journals, just a pen, a notebook, and a decision to do it for 30 days. What happened next honestly surprised me more than I expected. If you think this is just about being positive, stick around. I promise this is deeper. Let me take you back to a typical day in my life before I started this. I'd wake up and instantly reach for my phone, social media, email, news, sometimes all at once. It felt like my brain was running before my body even got out of bed. I didn't even realize how heavy that was until I stopped. So throughout the day, I'd find myself complaining mentally, even about little things. Delays, people, myself. There was this underlying noise in my head, a low-grade dissatisfaction that just followed me around. At night, I was either exhausted or wired. There was no in-between. Sleep wasn't rest, it was just downtime. I didn't realize how disconnected I'd become from the good parts of my own life. One evening, scrolling through videos like this, I stumbled on a quote that stuck with me. "What you focus on expands." I had heard it before, but something hit differently that time. I realized I was focusing on stress, chaos, expectations, and things out of my control. And maybe, just maybe, what I needed wasn't to fix everything. Maybe I needed to shift what I noticed. That's when I decided to commit 30 days of writing down 3 things I was grateful for, morning and night. No skipping, no judging, just consistency. I'll be honest, the first few days felt awkward. I didn't know what to write. It felt forced. I was repeating myself. Grateful for my bed. Grateful for coffee. I'm grateful that my phone is charged. It felt too simple, almost fake, but I kept going, and then something subtle started to shift. Around day 5 or 6, I realized I was looking for things to be grateful for during the day just so I could write them later. It's like my brain had a little mental sticky note saying, "Hey, that's nice, remember that." That was the first real turning point. By the second week, something else changed. I noticed I was less reactive. The bus was late and I didn't curse under my breath. I spilled water on my shirt and I laughed instead of getting annoyed. I wasn't trying to be positive. I just wasn't as negative. I started appreciating things I had ignored for years, the sound of birds in the morning, the way sunlight hit the walls at sunset, how good it felt to take a slow, deep breath. My journal entries became richer, grateful for that unexpected text from a friend, grateful for the way I handled that awkward conversation, grateful I didn't let my emotions ruin my day. I wasn't just writing things down, I was feeling them, and that made all the difference. As I moved into the 3rd and 4th week, this habit started affecting deeper parts of me. I started sleeping better, my mind wasn't racing at night the same way. I had started ending my days by focusing on the good, and that calmed my nervous system in a way I hadn't expected. Mornings also became softer. I didn't wake up anxious anymore. There was a quiet confidence growing in me, like I could handle things even if they weren't perfect. Another change, my relationships. I found myself being kinder, more patient. I stopped looking for what was wrong with people and I started noticing what was good about them instead. I didn't become someone new, I became more me, the version of myself that wasn't buried under all the noise. Later, I started reading about why this practice works. Turns out, there's real science behind it. Practicing gratitude regularly activates the brain's reward system. It strengthens pathways associated with joy, empathy, and resilience. And over time, it literally rewires how we perceive the world. Even more interesting, gratitude can reduce cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, and improve sleep, digestion, and mental clarity. It's wild how something so small can have ripple effects across our whole life. The truth is, this didn't fix my life, but it shifted it deeply. I still have hard days. I still forget sometimes, but now I have a tool, a way to come back to center. a way to remember that not everything is broken. So here's what I'd say to anyone curious about this. Try it. Just 30 days. Every morning and every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Don't worry if they're small or if you repeat them, just stay with it. You might not feel anything at first. But keep going. Watch how your thoughts shift. Watch how your body relaxes. Watch how life becomes less about what's missing and more about what's already here. This is how I changed my life, from messy and distracted to present, grounded, and more myself than I've been in a long time. All with one tiny, powerful habit. Let me know in the comments if you try it too. I'd love to hear your story.